Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's verses we have Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 coming in at a 40% ABV, no age statement, versus Jack Daniel's Legacy Edition No. 1 coming in at a 43% ABV, no age statement. Now I've never actually got to compare these side by side yet, and I thought this would be very interesting in today's market to really see what the difference is. Individual reviews for both of these will be linked up above and down below for you to enjoy after here. But what does 3% different in ABV really do to a whiskey? I don't know. As far as we know, this is just a homage bottle with a little bit higher ABV to what it used to be. As far as we know, I don't believe there's any mash bill difference on this one. I'll double check that and correct it myself if I'm wrong. But let's do an AB comparison. The big reason is right now, everybody's had Jack Daniels. I can't tell you a single person that's ever drank that's never had a Jack and Coke. That's kind of that classic drink that we all start off with at some point. And I know tons of people that still drink Jack Daniels daily just because it's their go-to drink. It's an easy sipper. And really, what does that 3% difference do? Look at color here. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. The Legacy Edition is slightly darker. Not by much, but it is a noticeable color difference. Yeah, the Legacy Edition is darker. Huh. All right. Well, let's go for notes on the standard Jack Daniels. Yeah, I mean, you're getting those classic Jack Daniels notes there. You're getting that bit of maple quality to it. Be a little bit of ABV in there. That honey brown sugar note. I know I've heard some people say they get banana. I don't see the banana. Not that you're wrong, I don't see banana. Bit of oak in there. Get that bit of sweetness as well from the honey. But very, very classic on the nose. Once you smell Jack Daniels, you know it's Jack Daniels. Yeah. This good, solid. I love the maple that comes through in here. That bit of sweetness, that honey, and all rounds out together pretty well. Okay, let's go for the Legacy Edition. So it is similar, but your maple note was pulled back and you're getting a little more oak forward now. Still getting a brown sugar, but it's more refined. No real ABV on the nose. No real sweetness either. It's very light in the sweetness. Still getting that. Definitely the oak is more forward. Yeah. The maple quality's kind of gone away. I mean, it smells like a heavier whiskey. Still getting a little bit of that sweetness, a little bit of vanilla in there too now. But again, no real ABV. But oak is your definite prominent note here. Where over here, it's definitely the more maple earthiness going on. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Let's go for taste. Maple earthiness up front on the taste. Followed up by that rich, dark brown sugar note. And then it goes kind of light. ABV is there a little bit, with also just a slight metallic tinge in there. Not enough to be off-putting, but it is there. And you're left even in the finish here with a little bit of that earthy, almost like a grassy note. Got an earthy grassiness going on there with a little bit of spice. But you definitely get that maple-ish quality right from the get-go. It's nice and classic, and it's why it holds up well with Coke and why it holds up well on ice. There's not a lot of crazy flavors going on here. They're just nice and simple. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's go for taste on the Legacy Edition. Taste mimics the nose. You're getting a little more oak forward, but you are now getting a little bit more maple on the taste too. A little darker brown sugar note. Little bit of that vanilla, but definitely not as sweet on the taste as it was for the taste on the non. It's definitely a little sweeter than the standard Jack Daniels, not by a lot. It's definitely not as sweet as the standard Jack Daniels, not by a lot, but there is a difference on that sweetness factor. But the oak, and it goes oak and then this little bit of maple in there, where here you're getting a lot more maple and then it kind of goes into the oak and the bit of spice. Here, the spice you're getting is a little more subdued. It's a little lighter in that spice, but more refined spice. Almost get a bit of cinnamon in there. Sometimes when you compare two age statements on whiskeys, you can say, wow, this one does taste a little more refined because it is older. And that's kind of the same premise I'm getting on these. It's really strange. I love the oak that's coming across, and then it kicks into that maple sweetness. You're not getting quite as much as that earthy, grassy note that I was getting on the standard, but it is there. But you're just this honestly tastes more like what my brain remembers what classic Jack Daniels tastes like than the classic Jack Daniels. My brain always goes to this is the flavor profile besides the maple. I always remember that in there. Where this doesn't have quite as much grabbing effects. And see, you even get that bit of metallic, that grassy note, the sweeter maple in there. That is definitely two different whiskeys. There's no way this 3% ABV can make that difference, I don't feel like. There has to be a mash bill difference on this one. If there's not, I'm shocked what 3 percentages of ABV can do. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price and it's always going to vary. This you can usually get anywhere between 18 to 25 bucks. Here, this one I picked up for 25, and to be honest, I see it online going as high as like $60+. If it's up to me, it's really going to come down to what I'm drinking. If I'm looking for a Jack and Coke and I'm looking for simple, throw in a glass, not spend a lot of money, obvious. Standard Jack Daniels is always going to win. But if I'm looking for neat, honestly, that beats the pants off of that by a good mile in my taste buds. But for pricing's sake, I wouldn't overpay for this. It's limited edition, yes. But the thing that's kicking it right now is I wouldn't pay $60 for this. I can find much better whiskeys out there for 60 bucks. I can hardly find anything less than 20 bucks that's decent enough. So I'd probably pay $30 for this without blinking. I'd go, yeah, I'd pay 30 bucks. Yeah. And again, here, I'd still pay upwards of $20 for it. So if I pay 23 for this on average and I pay 30 for this, I think that's fair enough. But if they're both on the shelf and they're both similar pricing and you're not looking for just a straight up mixer, go with the Legacy Edition. It's actually really a significant difference. So yeah, there you have it. Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 versus the Jack Daniel's Legacy Edition Number 1. If you have any questions about either bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should put up against each other, also let me know down below. I love doing these verses, and it always really surprises me. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might